What is good, guys? Today we are doing things with the parents. We are at Rainbow Beach right now, if you can see that beautiful view. This is a place where my parents actually used to own some units up here a while ago. So we used to come up here a fair bit, like once a month every year for like a long amount of time. So this was like our holiday spot when I was growing up, especially from like high school years, getting up to like, you know, leaving school and stuff like that. And it's just so good to be here. The beach is amazing, especially coming from Japan. May's kind of in awe right now. What do you think?
It's great.
Yeah, very little words. She's absorbing the view, I think, because in Japan you really don't see anything like this, and oceans this blue or sand this white, until you're like down in Goto, Nagasaki, where like all the islands are, and like where else? Where am I thinking? Okinawa and things like that. So it's just good to see this kind of, I guess, atmosphere. I don't know what I'm saying. So we are now walking up the side of like a mountain to a place called Sandblow, and it was actually named by Captain Cook when he first came and discovered Australia. He could see it from his ship as he was coming along the coastline, and later on when we're walking back down, there's a map there and I can show you exactly that coastline because I have like a satellite picture of it showing it. But it's essentially this big section up on the top of this mountain here where it's all sand and nothing can grow there because the sand is constantly moving from the wind, and the wind picks it up, and you can see this big kind of like gust of sand that gets picked up in the wind, and you can see it from anywhere, like a huge distance. So that's why like Captain Cook, he actually named it, and it was written like on the original map and stuff as he was kind of outlining the coastal line of Australia and stuff when he first discovered it. So it's kind of like a little bit of interesting history and stuff like that, as well as this place was named Rainbow Beach, and you'll understand why in a second when we see the view. It's because of all the different colors of sand in the sand dunes, and it all looks like a big rainbow along the coastline. So anyways, I'm a little bit short for breath because this thing, it's a little bit hard walking up all these big steps and stuff like that, and the soft sand as well makes it even harder to walk in. So we're going to keep doing that, and when we get there we'll show you what the view looks like. Alright, so just through here is where the Sand Point kind of starts, and we'll see what May's reaction is.
You have to walk through the sand?
Yeah, it's pretty much like just a huge desert.
Oh my god.
Of just sand. So this is Sandblow, and this is where all the paragliders and stuff come. They come and jump off the sand dunes and the cliffs right there. And then on this side is you get a nice view of the river there, Tinkan Bay, and a few other towns and stuff like that. I think you can maybe even see like Maryborough in the distance there. Yeah, people like take boogie boards and pieces of cardboard up here and go down the sand dunes on them. When I first came here, it was much higher than this, so a lot of the sand's blown out, but you never used to see like these old trees and stuff sticking out of it. It was actually, the sand was much higher. But it all blows up from the beach and comes and lands here and stuff. It's crazy. We've been wandering in the desert now for 40 days. We're getting a bit dehydrated. We got a little bit lost. You guys are terrible. My mum. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. We'll point the camera over here. I'm not cutting that out, that was gold. So we're gonna go down to the cliff and get a good view of the whole coastal like bay area here and show you guys. We were just talking about how interesting this vlog's gonna be because it's no cars or anything today. It's just doing the tourist thing, showing May some of Australia's greatest stuff. Really, it's such a beautiful place, and you can kind of see some of the changes in colors of sand right there, how there's the black sand and the white, the actual like bleached white. And then there's like this yellow sand that we're kind of walking on now. And the whole cliff of all the different sand dunes, there's different colors, and it's all because of the volcanic activity that used to happen in here thousands of years ago and whatnot. It's kind of crazy. So we're a little bit closer to the cliff edge now, as you can probably tell. And notice how the sand's gone from this yellowy color and it's now gone to this like bleached white color. And then hopefully you guys can see this all right, but you can see the different colors and gradations, I think that's the right word, along the sand dunes there. And this is why it's called Rainbow Beach, because from a distance, the whole like sand dune cliff face here looks like a rainbow. All the different colors and stuff like that. Like there's black, there's even like a blue and a greeny kind of colored sand, and it's all the different minerals and stuff all leaching out into the sand, and it's really interesting because I remember like when we were here a long time ago, there was a sign, you could read all about it and how there used to be a lot of volcanic activity in the ocean, underwater volcanoes and stuff, and all the different minerals, and it all get pumped and pushed up here thousands of years ago and stuff. It's pretty cool. And like you've got all this sandstone stuff here where, you know, it's all formed, but you can break it off with your hand. It's like the coolest thing ever. So see, this is all sand, right? But it breaks off and you got all the different colors in there, like that. Look at that black volcanic kind of sand. Very cool. And obviously the cliff is pretty awesome too, the closer you get down. This is where like a lot of paragliders, they'll climb up the top there and they'll jump off up there, and they get this nice breeze and stuff, and they can paraglide all the way down to the main beach up there, and you generally get to see them here. It's very cool. But you got to realize these cliff faces are that brittle sandstone, so you're not actually meant to walk. Like I would not walk all the way and sit on the end of that part there. That would be very dangerous because that could break off at any moment. But here where there's a bunch of sand, now I can't really see too many footprints here. Oh yeah, it's not too much of a bad drop. I definitely roll for a bit. I'm not going to go right on the edge. But see all the different colors and stuff that are in the sand here. And just that ocean looks amazing. And you get a nice view there of the cove or the bay. And when the tide's out, you know, everyone drives their 4-wheel drives up here. So when we were younger, we used to drive our 4-wheel drives all the way around to the tip there and go fishing up there and stuff. And man, so many good memories as a kid here. I'm sure you guys are really going to appreciate just being able to see this view here in Australia, because I don't think many people show this kind of stuff on YouTube these days anyways. Alright, so we're just walking back now. This is the map I was telling you about, and this is where we were. We went all the way to the edge here of the cliff and set up a time lapse. And this is the whole Kalo Sandblow that I was talking about, and this whole kind of like bay area. Along here, there's not much color. There's a little bit of color here, but way up there that hopefully you saw in the camera and the view that I was showing you, it was all the different colors, and it kind of looks like a rainbow kind of bay area. But this can be seen very far out from ocean because it's such a big piece here of the land that's just all sand that all blows up there and continues moving more inland. And the more the sand blows in there, the more the vegetation can't grow anymore. So it's really kind of interesting and cool to see it progress over time. When I was last here, the sand was much higher, so it kind of blew out and carved itself in deeper into the land. It was very interesting just coming here from like 7 years ago when I was last here to now. But yeah, this is the track here that we walked into. Around here, actually no, that's like a different track there. I think we came out around here, I'm pretty sure, is where the little pathway comes out, is like here. Anyways, we're going to get back to the car now. Everyone's already walked ahead of me. They didn't want to stick around. And then we're going to probably go in, get a bit of a pie or a sausage roll feed, apple turnover feed at the bakery. And then we're going to probably go out to Inskip Point, which is actually they've had a lot of sinkholes there lately, and people's campsites and 4-wheel drives have been swallowed up by sinkholes. It's kind of scary, but also kind of interesting. But we used to camp out there a lot, so we'll go out there and show you what that looks like in a bit as well. So we're now at Inskip Point. This is where we used to camp when we were kids and stuff, and man, it's so nostalgic just being here. We used to camp right here where these other campsites are right now, and we'd have the boat kind of pulled up on the sand here, and every day we'd go out, and me and Dad would put crab pots out, catch crabs, bring them home, eat them for dinner, fish and all that type of stuff. We used to camp out here for 4, 5, 6 weeks during Christmas holidays, and it's just so good. This is like the calm side kind of bay area here at Double Island Point, and it was just the best ever. And the mangroves all here, we used to play here, and like the channel there where all the kids and everyone used to go swimming at night. It was so awesome. You used to make awesome friends out here camping as well. So nostalgic. So hopefully you guys can see this. There's a whole bunch of barges out there, about 3 or 4 I think. And those are the barges that go to Fraser Island. And over there, I think that's all Tin Can Bay area. And then over there, actually over here is Fraser Island. If you know anything about Australia and the islands on the coastline of Queensland, Fraser Island's all the way out there. And technology these days for camping is ridiculous. Satellite TV, solar panels for power. This guy over here's also got like 2 solar panels set up, and a few other guys got their satellites set up for TV. It's kind of funny. Doesn't seem like camping anymore, does it? So we're now on the other side of like the road and where we were before. And this side is actually like the surf side. This is the rough side. Over there, that's that whole thing there, that island. That's Fraser Island. So this is where the barges go, like from those docks all the way over there. They were saying they come all the way around here and go to the island and drop everyone off there. And here was actually where a big sinkhole was. So if any of you guys are from Australia, you probably would have seen it on the news. But here, a massive sinkhole opened up and everything dropped in, and there were campsites and cars here. They all fell in. It was a bit crazy. That's the second sinkhole that's opened up here. And it's not technically really a sinkhole. It's more to do with like the sand and underwater, like, you know, things moving out of the way and then all the sand collapsing and being absorbed by the water. But yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, it's still kind of cool. This is Fraser Island, and then you can't see it from here, but if we were able to look a lot higher up, you could probably even see the beginning of Moreton Island really far in the distance. But still, this is a very deep channel through here, and you can get over there with a little boat, but it's not recommended. You're supposed to go in like a much bigger boat because the swell out in this channel can get a bit crazy. Still, beautiful ocean, crystal blue, beautiful sands. You got the black volcanic sand coming in here as well here, the different colors. So awesome. It's like a postcard right here. So like I was saying before, there's a lot of volcanic kind of sands and rocks and stuff that get washed up here, and one of them is this pumice stone. And this is like a very light kind of rock that forms when like lava and things like that bubble out of the ocean, and it's got air pockets trapped in there. So it's a very light rock and it floats on water. So if I go and throw that in the water, it actually floats. So we'll see this. You can see the rocks there. I don't want to get my boots wet, but the rocks physically float, and that's how they get washed up everywhere. So here's a much bigger pumice stone. If I throw it out into the deep water, maybe we can see it float. Hey, there it is. That's a bit better. I can zoom in now with the camera too. See it on top of the water there floating? So May's been experiencing walking barefoot a lot here, which is, if you're Australian, you know that that's a very regular occurrence in Australia. Some people even go to the shops barefoot and no shirts. How do you feel about walking barefoot everywhere? Could you do it in a shopping centre? Could you be Australian bogan status?
No.
No? Does it hurt?
Not bad, but...
Not bad? She's a bit soft.
Hey.
She's a softie. These yuppies, guys, I don't know, eh?
Hey.
So this is the infamous Ceres Creek. As you can see, there's some fish and eels and stuff here. You can also see some goannas normally. Nice little boardwalk, and it's named after Patrick Seary, S-E-A-R-E-Y. And then they talk a little bit about the wildlife and things like that, and the other walks and tracks you can take. So yeah, let's go check it out. Wouldn't be Australia without one of these warning signs at anywhere public that you can go. So you can't take any animals home with you that you find here, guys. The signs here are cracking me up. Well, it's kind of cool, like as kids, you used to be able to just, you know, swim through here and follow the creek all the way from section to section. I'm going to jump off the path here, even though it says not to. This was part of like the original bridge that they built out here when they were cutting down all the timber and the wood, and they'd bring the carts through here and come across this old bridge here. So it's really cool. Like if you remember the picture we saw at the start on the sign, and it showed Patrick Seary and how there was a big like cart with logs and trees and stuff on it. That's because they used to log all of this, and they this is the bridges they used to make so that they could get the carts with all the trees and the logs out. Pretty cool. And this is the second kind of pool where everyone swims, which is just a big kind of open section of the creek where the road is up there as well. It's just a good place to kind of go swimming. Try not to film people's kids, but you know, they're there, so that happened. Alrighty, and with that, we're done with Ceres Creek now. We're going to make our way back into Brisbane so we can get there on time for a staff dinner with everyone from Aoba-Ku Garage. We're doing that tonight, which will be fun. And let's head. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna wrap it up here. We are back at the garage. We got about an hour's worth of work that we can do before we've got dinner tonight with everyone. So I hope you kind of enjoyed this different vlog, showing you a little bit of the nice Sunshine Coast of Australia and why Queensland is the best state to visit. But anyways, guys, once again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash all my social media down in the description. Join the Discord, hit that like button, and write us a comment, help out with the algorithm, and I'll see you all next time. Ja mata ne.